we did not have the advantage of a group of experts back in 1999. We had to formulate it inside the building, and I remember very well that it was a process which was painstaking and occasionally divisive. One of the reasons why we left some issues a little bit vague is that we were aware of the divisiveness. So, for instance, the issue of nuclear weapons remained more or less on the same status as they had been before. I see with growing concern that many NATO nations are preparing through their armaments programs for yesterday's war while spending tomorrow's money. And that is something we need to change. What matters in the future is, first and foremost, information superiority. And there we are not too well developed in NATO. Secondly, we have to prepare for cyber operations. And there I think NATO is just at the beginning of thinking the cyber dimension through. Third, I'm afraid we have to take into account more than we do at this point in time that proliferation of weapons of mass destruction may take place, and whether we are adequately prepared and equipped, for instance, for CRBN, the defense against chemical, biological and nuclear weapons, I'm not entirely sure. The capabilities gap is, I think, is number 2 on my list of priority. Number 1 is the political will. And if we do not get our acts together as Europeans and speak with one voice and try to find common views with our American partners, then you can forget about the capabilities issues. Well, that is, of course, the hottest potato in the pot. At this point in time, we still have the rather cumbersome process that all NATO nations can take the decision, but not only in the Council, but at all levels below the Council. My former colleagues and I proposed that the consensus-based decision-making should be preserved, but only at the Council level. In all levels below, it should be a majority decision-making. That would speed up the process. In crisis management, time is of the essence. And to move up the ladder of decision-making escalation, as we do it right now in NATO, at 28, that will never allow us to be there on time. It seems to me that the new American administration, President Obama, really has taken some steps in the direction of the Europeans. But if I may say so, as a European, he has not been rewarded by the Europeans through increased commitments to the common cause. And for that reason, I think if we Europeans do not get our acts together, particularly on Afghanistan, then we may soon end up with growing frustration on the side of the Americans. I think one of the lessons learned in all alliance actions is that the alliance has to be of benefit and for all partners. So Europe cannot be a consumer of security. We have, together with the United States, be producers of security. I believe the core of the issue is what means collective defense in the future. That is what the new allies expect. The new allies joined the alliance because they wanted to have American commitment to Europe. And against the background of a more assertive Russia, which pretends to be strong, although it isn't strong at all, they want to have the assurance that the old formula, one for all and all for one, is still valid. And in my conviction, collective defense and the Article 5 guarantee is the very basis for the preparedness of nations to engage beyond the NATO treaty area. Since if nations are not able to tell their nations, you are protected, you will never win the support of people to send their forces into harm's way elsewhere. I think we have to find convincing formulas, also in the new strategic concept, which tell our public there is a need to invest in security. Of course, in a balanced way. But that, I think, is one of the main tasks of the new strategic concept, to tell the NATO success story to the people and to tell them that we have to continue to stick to the transatlantic alliance, since there is no security for Europe without the United States, and the United States of America need Europe as a partner.